What's up everybody, welcome back to A Ball and a Goal. My name is Cornel, and in this video I'm gonna touch on the games that were played Wednesday in the Champions League. Before I do that, I wanna comment on some comments that I've seen posted on the previous video. It was a conversation between Peglore and Krampusk. Peglore looks like he's playing fantasy for the first time, and he was a little bit annoyed by the fact that he had some players in his team and obviously did some last minute transfers and took out the players that actually perform. And it was nice to see Krampusk encouraging him and explaining to him that at one point during the season he'll make up for the last points. In other words, luck plays an important role, like it or not, in the game. Percentage wise it's debatable, and I guess depends from person to person, but I will give Peglore an example actually from the first day of the match day one. There were a lot of people in the league that started with De Gregorio, the Juventus goalkeeper, which was a perfect logical choice given the fact that Juventus hadn't conceded yet a goal in the domestic league. They are a good team, they were playing at home, so obviously it was, you know, a normal and a logic pick. However, and everybody who had De Gregorio should feel harsh done by it and consider themselves extremely unlucky. Juventus conceded in the last minute of the game, basically was the last kick, so they lost 4 points for the clean sheet in that moment, which was, I repeat, a very, very bad luck, to be honest. On the other hand, those 4 points were made up by the people who had the Borussia Dortmund defender. If you play that game probably another 10 times, 9 out of 10 they will eventually concede based on the chances that the Belgian side had in the game. So as you can see, as Krampusk said, things get to even out during the season. You lose in some places and you win in other places. As long as your pick was made by logic and data, you know, then you should not feel bad about it. Now I'm gonna give another example of a poor decision, and I'm gonna use myself in this example. When you choose players, even though you know that the data or the numbers don't add up, but you just pick them because they look nice, or you know, it's just a gut instinct, whatever you want to call it, then you can blame yourself. And I did this thing knowing that Dembele it's not going to be a good option. I was mesmerized by his header during the weekend. I've never seen him scoring a header before, so I picked him in my team, even though I knew long ago that he's not going to be a good pick. Now that doesn't mean that he's not going to score a goal in the next game or two, but nevertheless I made a bad decision, and the only person to blame it is me, because it wasn't based on any data, any numbers, anything. It was just like a pure instinct, a pure stroke in the moment, if you will. And the reason I mention that is because many times I promised myself that Adama Traore, Rafael Leao and Dembele will never be in any of my fantasy teams, because I think they are all, three of them, they are playing football in the same way. Of course, there's a difference in the level of skill that they possess, but they all know that, you know, they will dribble past people, they will run a lot, and in the end the final ball will be 99% of the time a big disappointment. So yeah, there's There's no reason to blame yourself if your picks are made based on the data and the numbers and stuff like that. The only reason you can blame yourself, and this is me in this situation, is if you make your pick based on intuition of the moment or something similar. Now, in regards to the game that they were played yesterday, I'm gonna start with the one that I thought was the biggest surprise of the day, the game between Sparta Prague and RB Salzburg. I actually thought the Salzburg they're gonna do good in this competition, which still they might do in the end. But this first game was terrible. I actually had the one defender from them in my team, hoping that in these first three fixtures that I have, they're gonna have two at home coming up next. They're gonna do pretty good, but I was 100% wrong. A big result for Sparta Prague, and if you think for this second tier team, whatever you want to call them, those 3 points is basically half of the points that they need to qualify for the playoff round. So yeah, that's a big win for the team from Czech Republic. Other than that, I thought the results were pretty much normal. You can argue maybe that Manchester City Inter was half a surprise. Didn't surprise me. I would have picked maybe City to win by a goal, but I would have settled for a draw as well. And one of the reasons that I didn't have Haaland in my team was just this, because I thought it was going to be a very close game. I think Inter is a very good side, very well drilled, very organized, very disciplined. So yeah, I don't think it was such a big surprise. Yes, City could have scored. They had their chances. Haaland, Foden, Gundogan in the end. But Inter was always a threat on the break, So I think in the end it pretty much was a fair result. Celtic 5, Slovan Bratislava 1. Yeah, I was expecting a big score over there. When I was talking about Celtic, I talked about the right winger Kuhn, which I think in the end had an assist. Not too bad. But when you score 5 goals, it would have been nice to have at least 2 returns for the people who picked him in their teams. Big win for Celtic at home against a team that, like I said, came from the first qualifying round, and it was a good performance, albeit against a weak opponent, but nevertheless. You have to play who is in front of you, like they say. So they did their job. They got the 3 points, and they are moving forward. Paris Saint-Germain, Girona. Yeah, the story of Dembele. I thought they were poor, Paris Saint-Germain, to be honest. They had their chances, but they weren't convincing enough. Girona had some chances too, and I feel sorry for Gazzaniga because he had some good saves, especially one, I think, Dembele shot when he saved it into the post somehow. And to let a goal like this in the last minute of the game, between your legs, I think it was a little bit of a deflection from what I've seen at the cross from Nuno Mendes, but nevertheless, big disappointment. It could have been a big point for Girona, and Paris Saint-Germain took in the end all the 3 points, even though I think based on the game they really didn't deserve it, but. That's football, it's unpredictable, and there's nothing logic about it in the end. Club Brugge, Borussia Dortmund 0-3 was another game that the result, I think it's a little bit too harsh for the Belgian side, who actually played, I think, pretty good. It was one of the games in which, in the end, Borussia got the job done, but like I was saying about the picks and with the players, there was that passage of play. I think it was like 10 seconds from the corner when they had 4 shots in the spell of 10-15 seconds. One of them was blocked by a Borussia Dortmund defender. The second one was blocked actually by one of his teammates. The third one was saved by Kabul, and the fourth one hit the crossbar. So you gotta be lucky to survive. And the Club Brugge that did have other chances as well. So did Borussia. I think it was pretty evenly close game up until the end. And after Borussia scored that, again, a pretty lucky goal. I think it was a double defection, basically. Even Mignolet was looking at Gitten celebrating. He was like, you didn't really score the goal. But yeah, you need luck. And, they got it. And, they got the 3 points. And like I said, a pretty even game, in my opinion, up until maybe the last 10 minutes. Because after they scored, like in another game of football, even the ones from Tuesday, as soon as what team scores a goal, situation changes completely, and they got confidence, and Gittens with the second goal, and then Guarassi, nice to see him back playing, and executing a sort of a Panenka, not quite 100%, but sort of a Panenka on Mignolet for the third goal. The last game, Bologna, Shakhtar Donetsk 0-0. I think pretty much it's a fair result. If you would have been away in Ukraine, whatever they are playing, I think Shakhtar would have deserved to win. Bologna, like I said, from the Italian side, for me looks maybe the weakest along with Milan. But Donetsk is like I said in the preview of the teams, a good team that will probably make it into the playoffs. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I wish everybody a wonderful day. Until next time, bye bye.